Hey guys, it's Lily Pad Polish, and if you haven't read the title, today's video is for Autism Awareness. So if you didn't already know, April is Autism Awareness Month, and it was really important for me to do this video because it is more than just my usual nail tutorial. I really wanted to spread the message and spread awareness to those who may not be familiar with what autism is, in the hopes that we can all become partners in a movement towards acceptance and appreciation. And hopefully one day we will live in a society where we are able to accept the unique talents and gifts of not only people with autism, but all types of disorders and mental illnesses. So with that being said, I hope you guys learned a little something and maybe even get involved in spreading the awareness. And don't forget to wear blue. And if you too want to spread the awareness by recreating this mani, then definitely tag me on Instagram or Twitter, which will be linked down below. So if you want to know how to recreate this design, then just keep on watching. So off camera, I did already apply my base coat and one coat of my base polish for all of my fingernails except for my ring finger. And for my ring finger, I'm just going to be applying my base coat, which is the yellow stopper polish. And then I'm going back in with the blue. This is SuperChic Lacquer's Lucid Lala, and doing a second coat. And then I'm going back to my ring finger and using a white polish just so that we have a nice white and bright base for what we're going to do next. So on my blue nails, I'm going to be using some light blue acrylic paint, and I'm doing some squares in the corners. So on this particular nail, I did the top left and the bottom right, and you kind of want it to look like a checkerboard so that the top corners and the bottom corner of the top square is touching each other, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to be using the dotting tool and making a dot at the edge of the blue, and I'm doing the same with the dark blue touching the light blue box so that it looks like a puzzle. So the white nail puzzle is a little bit more complicated. I started off with yellow and I wanted it to be a little bit diagonal, so that's where I did my first square. It's kind of like a diamond shape if you look at it straight on, but it's so important for you to really work on that first square because it's basically the outline for these squares to come, because you're kind of working off of that one square. And if you do it the right way, like if you don't do it diagonally like I did, then it probably wouldn't be as difficult, but it was kind of hard to eyeball it, if that makes sense. But it's really not as hard as it looks. It's basically just a whole bunch of squares. So the only thing that I did is I made sure not to make two colors be side by side, so I didn't do a red square next to a red square, if that makes sense. And I just kind of used all of the colors. So if you don't know, it's yellow, red, a light blue, and a dark blue. And my light blue looks a little green, but that's okay. I'm just trying to do a whole bunch of squares, keeping it relatively the same size as one another and filling them in. And the one that took the most time was probably trying to fill in the white spaces in the corner, because it wasn't a whole box, it was kind of like a quarter of a box, if that makes sense. But yeah, just keep on doing squares and it should look like this by the end. And I know it looks a little weird now, it's not perfect, but we have to add the finishing touches to really pull this puzzle together. And like the other nail, I'm just using my dotting tool to make the squares connect together like a puzzle. And I just chose the color square that I wanted to connect to, and I put a dot there. And I don't really have a rhyme or reason for where I placed my dots or why I wanted a specific square to connect to the one next to it. I just kind of put a dot wherever I thought it looked best and wherever there was a blank spot or it wasn't too crowded, if that makes sense. So yeah, I just kind of placed it wherever and hoped that it would all come together. And finally, I'm applying my very favorite glossy top coat, making sure to apply this on all of my nails and capping the edges for a longer lasting manicure. And that's all for this video. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed and found it helpful. And if you did, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribed. And definitely let me know down in the comments below of any nail tutorials that you would like to see from me or any other kinds of videos. And if you don't have any requests, then just comment down below anything you would like. I love reading your comments. And yeah, and I really hope that this video was helpful and informative to at least one person in really spreading the awareness of autism. And maybe after this video, you too can play a role in spreading the awareness, especially during this month of April. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.